Well, me and Wanda made it here to the truck wash. Just picked it up from the mechanic. Had the heater core fixed and a couple other little things. And now we're waiting in line to get the barnacles scrubbed off this thing. It's got many years of grime to clean off, and I have a feeling it's gonna look brand new and not even be recognizable once it gets washed. So I'm learning some things about Wanda. Its dash lights don't work. Excuse you, Jake Brake. The dash lights don't work. The radio's not working, and there's no auxiliary plug, no cigarette lighter plug. So I'm gonna check some fuses when I get back to Kermit, and if that doesn't work, I'll do some more digging. Well, we've been here for an hour, still waiting to get into the truck wash. There were 6 or 7 trucks ahead of us when we first got here, and now there's 3, so making progress. Just didn't realize it was quite as slow going to get through here. Well, we made it to the front of the line. We're next. It'd be nice to get out of here before it starts downpouring outside. Not really sure how well the windshield wipers work yet, so I'd like to get back home before it gets too bad. Well, here she is, semi cleaned up. It's very windy out here right now. We're about to get some big storms. We had big storms last night, and it's gonna get serious today. It's crazy how much Wanda cleaned up. On the title, I put that Wanda was gray and blue, and in fact, she's white and blue. So I can tell you how grungy it was. I have to figure this out. It appears the running board is about to fall off, and there's been some repairs here, and I think kind of shitty body work of some sort. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, so I feel like I should take this off before it falls off on the highway. Well, here I am, having a good time cleaning up Wanda. The closet had this carpet in there, and most of it in the other areas wasn't glued down or stuck down, and this, I don't know what the heck happened in here, but it's a disaster. I almost think I'm going to have to put another piece of wood in there. Yeah. All the freaking surprises you find when you decide to tear open an old vehicle. So this was the bed, and what I've discovered is not a surprise but irritating, that there's water damage, and there's water damage down there on the floor next to the battery compartment. Yeah, there's water damage around this window, so this panel is going to need to come out at some point and have the insulation taken out. The window was already, I knew the windows need to be resealed, so that's going to have to come out. I threw the bed that was out, the sofa bed was broken, the brackets were broken, so I actually threw the cushion out, and I'm going to get a new piece of plywood for right now, just put down here so I can put my bed on it, and I'm going to take a piece of paneling that I have left over from Kermit and put down here just to cover up any mold, I guess, just to have a clean surface to sleep up against for just a temporary thing. Hopefully maybe within the next couple weeks I can get in here and tear more out and clean it up and figure things out. So, yeah. I knew this was coming. I always hope when I get into one of these projects it's not the case, but it almost always is. So, going back to scraping, it's a good time.
Take the next left onto Orville Street, then your destination will be on the left.
Welcome to Cinnabar.
Your destination is on the left.
I have just a whole bunch of random stuff stuffed up in there. I don't know where to put things. It's gonna be a challenge. I put all my toiletries in these two cupboards. I definitely still have some space, so I might reorganize and see about, I don't know, moving things around maybe? My clothes are going down in here. Right now I just have them all stuffed in there because I used these bins, but two of them, I used them in the motorhome, but two of them don't fit in there, so I have to figure out a new way to organize my clothes, I guess. And if you're asking, where are all my clothes? There's hardly anything in there. Like, 75% of my clothes are in the dirty laundry right now, so this is going to be stuffed once I do laundry. Down below that, I made this cupboard, which is very hard to get open. I made that into the snack drawer. I might move that on the other side, but for now that works. And then in here, it's just like plastic bags and aluminum foil, but yeah, I'm not really sure how better to use that space yet. Up above the stove in this little cupboard, I'm using that as my coffee and tea space. It smells like coffee in there, that's awesome. And here's my pantry. Whoops, that was a can of jackfruit. I just put dry goods in here and storage bowls and dishes up there. And down below, I put in the refrigerator, I put things that might break, like my oil, like avocado oil and balsamic vinegar, and then I put my cast iron skillets, which are in this bag, this paper bag, and some pots in there. This refrigerator doesn't have power to it right now, so I don't even know if it works. But I don't have a ton of stuff. I just don't know how to use the space yet. This is the kitchen, and right now, I just have my poor plants here, which are going to be spending the winter with my best friend Jen. I don't think it's fair to try to keep them in here. I won't always have heat on, and they're just going to be moving every day since this will be my only vehicle, whereas in Kermit, I can park Kermit and use another vehicle to drive, so I'm not driving Kermit every single day. So yeah, I'm gonna let them spend the winter with Jen and keep them safe. This is the gas stove. Right now, I don't know if any of these things work. I haven't had time. I'm hoping to be able to use that stove in the future. It would be nice. Down here, I have a giant bin full of spices, and that is not a good way to use that space. So I gotta figure out what I want to do down there and what I'm going to do with all my spices, because that's not going to work. And in here is just like silverware and stuff. More like kitchen utensils. And this is going to be the junk drawer. Then the sink, which right now is just holding things because I don't know if any of the plumbing works yet. And down below are just cleaning supplies and a bottle of Everclear, because, you know, you gotta keep a bottle of Everclear in here. I use it, I don't drink it, even though sometimes I'm very tempted, but I use it for making tinctures and cleaners and stuff. Right now I just have a whole bunch of random things just shoved up in the passenger seat, and my dirty laundry is in the driver's seat. So all of this is gonna change, and I hope it gets better. And I'm just having some trouble with the transition, but I'll get there. Okay, so moving from the motorhome into the van, I don't have a working refrigerator. I'm going to need to use a small cooler, and that's going to be a big change for me because I've been a little spoiled with being able to have my really nice Iceco fridge freezer for the last year, well, like 6 months. And so in that, I ended up with a lot of extra food that needed to be eaten. I don't have space for. And thankfully last night it was a super cold night, and I just left it in a bag in my car. It was 30 degrees out, which are normal refrigerator temperatures 40, so it was perfectly fine. I have some frozen veggies and just a little bit of meat, which one of them is this package of ground beef. It's kind of strange, but I decided I'm going to try to use the new butane stove and cook some stir fry. Right now, my plants are living in my kitchen space. Those are going to be going to their winter home with Jen today, so I'll have more space there. Right now, I have to get super, super creative to find a place to cook and clean up this stir fry, but I don't want the food to go to waste, so I'm trying so hard to figure out how to make this work. Here we go. Got this nice little table here. I'm going to try to put the butane stove on it and chop up some veggies and start cooking. So it wasn't until yesterday that I realized my favorite 2-burner Coleman stove wasn't going to fit here. It's too wide, and I had to make a decision. So I was lucky that I could find this 1-burner Coleman. I've never used butane, so I was a little nervous, but it seemed to work this morning pretty well for coffee. I'm gonna give it a shot, making some stir fry. Hopefully this will work. I know it's just a learning curve. When I moved into Kermit last year, it was a big learning curve too, so I just need to keep going and try not to let the anxiety get the best of me, and I'll get it. I know I will. Okay, so first I need to get my cutting board out of here. I kind of tucked it back in behind. Ugh, I guess I have to move stuff in order to get the cutting board out. That's not great. Let's... Ugh, that was almost an avalanche. So here's my cutting board. Where you stay there. Where I parked last night is on a little bit of a downhill, so that's fun. So I had to get my knife out too. Then I gotta find an onion. Alright, so there's my onion. I'm just gonna chop that up if it'll sit there. There we go. That's the only fresh veggie I have to throw in there, and I'm just gonna throw in these broccoli stir fry. I love these since I don't eat peppers. It has broccoli and snap peas and carrots and water chestnuts, and I really love it. I get those at Aldi. It's a great find. I think I need to sharpen my knife. Kind of just learning how to use butane. I've always used propane, so it's a little different process, but it's okay. You just open this and you put the can in. And you don't do that apparently. Whew. Let's try that again. Hard to do one-handed. Okay, guess that's how it goes. Okay, so try to get this started. There we go. Skillet on there. There's a lot of trust happening with this little table thing. I'm hoping it'll work. At least I'm close to the door, and if something crashes, I can just fling it out the door, which would be terrible, but also I won't burn alive in here. It's a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. Put some oil in here. Oh yeah, we're on a real downhill. This is gonna be fun. Alright, I can truly see why a lot of people don't cook meat in their vans. It's not a real popular thing in van life. It's hard, man. I'm like 2 feet from my bed, and this could be an epic mess. And I don't really want smelly meat package in my bedroom. At least in the motorhome, I had my own bedroom. I could close the door, and the kitchen was separate. This is different. In here, this pepper grinder my best friend gave to me probably 8 years ago as a gift, and I use it every day. garlic in here. Like lots of garlic. Wish I had my fresh garlic, but powder will work today. Gonna break this meat up and get it browned, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I got the meat browned up, and now I'm just gonna add the stir-fry veggies in there. Remember, this is just basic. Like, I usually make a much more involved meal, but I have a feeling that that's not really gonna work for van life. So, and everybody I see on YouTube that's doing the van life thing, they keep their stuff really basic. I can see why now. As much as I like my big cast iron skillet, I don't really know that this one burner propane stove is powerful enough to really cook this big of a meal. I mean, it's cooking, but it's definitely a lot slower than my propane stove. We'll see. I'll throw some. I don't use soy sauce. I use coconut aminos, which is an alternative to those for people who can't eat soy. I'm just gonna stir it up and keep going. Alright, it's almost done. I'm just gonna add some sesame oil, toasted sesame oil in there. Probably call it good. Definitely living on the wild side doing this in this tiny little spot. Taking a chance that this little table that folds up is gonna actually hold the weight of all of this, and I don't think I will do this again unless I have to. Just hard to cook outside here at the farm because the kittens that are here are like all up in my business and would be like, "Oh, what you cooking?" So I don't know. I'm learning really. I'm learning so much and changing things by the minute, and hopefully I'll settle into this soon. Alright, there's my simple little stir fry and my paper bowl that I don't usually use, but I'm making sacrifices right now. Yeah, and then I'll have like 3 meals left over. And tonight I'm gonna go and get ice for my cooler, and I'll be able to put my leftovers in there. So here's to hoping I don't have to give away too much food that was in my freezer and fridge. I knew I was gonna be leaving and I shouldn't have a bunch, so it wasn't stocked, but yeah, I don't want to lose my food and waste it. So I'll probably, if it looks like I'm not gonna be able to use it, I'm just gonna give it to my friends. Well, there's lunch and dinner for the next couple days. Sometimes I like to reheat this and put a couple fried eggs on top. I might attempt that tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I'm definitely trying to be as transparent as possible with this new van life thing. And I attempted to try to figure out how to wash my pan in here, and it's just not going to happen. I really want to be able to know what I can and can't do when I am boondocking. I'm not with anyone else. I'm all by myself, and I only have the resources that I have on board. So, yeah. Washing my cast iron skillet, not really happening in here. Maybe I'm going to keep thinking about it in hopes that I can come up with a plan to be able to do that, because I really enjoy cooking in my cast iron skillet. But right now, we're going into the farm, and I'm gonna wash the skillet in her house. Here is literally the bright side of this day. It's beautiful for the middle of December. it's 45 here and completely sunny, just a little breeze. So I actually unplugged my heater and I got the door open, getting some fresh air in here. This van has been closed up for a very long time, and I feel like as much as I can use the opportunities to have airflow through here is probably best for my health. So yeah, sitting here soaking up the sunshine. It's nice and warm. Alrighty, here we are. I am organizing my clothes. I had those 2 bins, just like a square storage bin that would go on a shelf that's 12 by 12 that I was using in the motorhome for the last year, and they won't both fit in this space. So what I've done is stacked my bulky, oh, you can't really see in there. Let me see. There we go. Stacked my bulky things like sweatpants and jeans and hoodies in there. Then I'm using these compression bags that I usually use for travel and only keeping what will fit in these bags. It's going to be a sacrifice, but it'll work. I'll just make sure I have to do laundry every weekend. So there's that. I'm gonna use the compression bags, and then if I travel, all I have to do is just pack up all the compression bags in my backpack and go. So I don't even really, like, it's already almost one step done if I want to leave the van and travel. So that's what I'm doing. I just roll up my shirts like this, and I stuff them in there. You can fit more. So these are great. I really enjoy these compression bags. I got them on Amazon. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description of this video. It's pretty cool. I have all this space left in here. I thought it would be full to the brim, so that's great because I can put a couple coats in here and not have to find another place for those. That's pretty exciting. And there's a whole over a week's worth of clothes in here. I'm reheating some stir fry for dinner. My little butane stove. This morning, my butane stove wouldn't work because it was too cold. And that I didn't realize was a thing. So, that's a bummer. Hi guys. Just doing a mad rush to try to get out of here tomorrow. Taking Wanda to North Carolina. Heading on down towards Charlotte area. I'm going to stop, I think in Charleston, West Virginia tomorrow night, and then head to Roanoke, Virginia to visit a friend for a couple days, and then maybe go see Greg's kids in Raleigh. I have a couple things for them, and then heading to just outside of Charlotte. So that'll be where I stay for the winter. Yeah. So right now I'm just kind of doing a couple bodywork things. Right there. I can't really show you. There you go. Down here on the running boards on both sides, a couple of the body screws have come out. I picked some up at Ace Hardware today, and I'm replacing those. I am trying to switch out a couple fuses. The radio doesn't work. I switched the fuse out for that, and it's still not working. Also, the dash lights aren't working, and I'm going to switch the fuse out for that. I have a concern that it could be an electrical problem, though, since when I turn my headlights on, I get a solid blinker light on the right side. And I did some Google searching, and it appears that that could be a ground issue. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to do anything about it. But not having dash lights pretty much sucks. It really does. And gauges. I can't see any of the gauges because they're lit up. So that's going to kind of put a damper on how late I drive. And anyway, if I can fix it, I'll fix it. If not, I'm just going to make do. The The cruise control is broken. Apparently needs a thing called a servo. This cruise control was run on a vacuum, and apparently that's not working. So I don't have cruise control for this trip, and that sucks. For real. Alright, you guys, just wanted to give a little update. I will make some more video on the trip, and I talk to you all soon.